Good morning. I'm Dana Tapusas with UC Davis. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Before I turn this over to our three speakers this morning, I want to go over a few things. We are live streaming today's event on the @UC Davis Facebook and Twitter channels. I hope you're joining us there. If you have a question, you can submit it by commenting on the live link post or by sending a direct message to the @Facebook or @UC Davis Twitter feeds. And we will see that here. And if you're here in person and you want to ask a question, just raise your hand and I will make sure to ask your question for you. Our speakers will each speak, and then at the end of the end of all of their speeches, all of them will be available for questions. So we'll wait to hear from all of them. So let's get going. You've waited. Let's get going. Let me ask Scott Carroll, Faculty Athletics Representative and Economics Professor, to come to the podium.
Thank you, Dana. As Dana mentioned, I'm Scott Carroll. I'm the Faculty Athletics Representative here at UC Davis and served at the pleasure of Chancellor May as the Recruitment Advisory Committee Chairman for the search for our next Director of Athletics. I just wanted to talk about the process where we had students, student athletes, faculty, staff, administrators, alumni, coaches, and ICA staff members form a search committee about 4 months ago. We then hired a search firm, Witt Kiefer, to help us in this endeavor, which included 20 listening sessions across campus, a candidate profile that was posted on the Chancellor's website, and then a recruitment period that encompassed 90 plus applicants, several rounds of interviews, and finally a debrief to Chancellor May with the 4 finalists. And so I'm very excited to be here today, having done this 3 times in the past, to be at this moment to continue the last 5 years of excellence that UC Davis Athletics has incurred. So with that, I'd like to introduce our 7th Chancellor at UC Davis, Gary May.
Good morning. Thank you, Scott, for the introduction, and also thank you for chairing our Recruitment Advisory Committee. To you and the committee, please know that I appreciate your efforts to find the very best AD for UC Davis. I'm excited to be here today to talk about intercollegiate athletics and our new athletics director, Rocko DeLuca. Rocko has been with UC Davis since 2016 when he was hired as a deputy AD. His responsibilities have included engaging with internal and external communities and raising funds to modernize programs and facilities for our student athletes. In fact, he set record fundraising levels each year and increased annual giving 150% from 2016. Rocko also significantly increased capital gifts from $2 million in 2016 to $7.2 million in 2020. He's been instrumental in bringing private gifts to the Edwards Family Athletic Center, which is set to open in 2022. This Edwards Family Center will transform the student-athlete experience and our ability to serve our teams. It will include training facilities, a sports medicine center, a home for academic support, and the Aggie Student-Athlete Outcomes, or EVO system, and athletic offices for multiple sport programs. Rocko has also helped raise funds for other new or renovated facilities, including $3.2 million for the aquatics team center, $1.2 million for the softball stadium, and $2.5 million for baseball, the batting cage, and beach volleyball, as well as field hockey and athletic office renovations. But really, aside from fundraising, one of the many things we all admire about Rocko is his laser focus on the academic success of our student athletes. He's been a strong advocate for the EVO program, and I know he'll continue to build EVO into a model program for student-athlete, academic, and career success. And with that, I need to brag for a moment about our student-athletes. They are regularly named Big West Academic All-Conference Honor Roll members. Last July, a record 90 UC Davis student athletes were honored for winter and spring sports for maintaining a grade point average of 3.0 or higher. And let's take a moment to recognize our women's basketball team, champions of the Big West Conference for the last 5 years. With their victory in the last conference tournament, they won a trip to the NCAA tournament for the second year in a row. They played hard on Monday night against Missouri State, and we're all very proud of them. What incredible representation for UC Davis from Coach Jennifer Gross and the team. Jennifer in her 10th season leading the Aggies, as well as her staff, and especially the student athletes. Intercollegiate athletics has grown in very positive ways over the last 5 years, and Rocko has played a key role in that progress. Rocko helped to negotiate the agreement between ICA and UC Davis Health, which led to a 20-year naming rights opportunity for our stadium. Now, I don't know about you, but I've really missed going to games, meets, and competitions and rooting for our Aggies in person. When it's safe for us to do so again, notice how much improved the fan experience has become over the last couple years. Rocko has brought the Aggie spirit to games and competitions, and alumni and students are supporting our teams too. I know UC Davis and broader communities are enthusiastic about Rocko being our next athletics director, so let's hear from him. Please join me in congratulating Rocko DeLuca and welcoming him to give remarks as our next athletics director.
Good morning. This is an exciting day for me and my family, but before I get into that, I would like to thank Chancellor May for the opportunity to serve as the next Director of Athletics here at UC Davis. Chancellor May has made a profound impact on this campus, and I'm very excited with the opportunity to work with him and his leadership team as we continue to elevate our athletics programs. I'd also like to thank Scott Carroll and the Recruitment Advisory Committee. Scott is a great advocate for student athletes, and we are fortunate to have him here at UC Davis as our faculty athletic rep. My wife Kristen and I were discussing the other night that since the day she met me, my goal as a career was to be an athletic director. My journey to reaching this day was influenced by so many people, so please be patient with me, as I would like to thank some of them now. I've had 3 people take a chance to hire me prior to having any proven success. Thank you, Dave Burton, for hiring me to be part of the athletic training program at the University of Colorado. Thank you to Derek Thomas for hiring someone with a sports med background to raise funds and generate revenue for the Denver Broncos. And thank you, Scott Shifley, for giving me my start in college athletics. I'd also like to thank some of the great athletic directors I've worked alongside with Dick Tharp, Jack Langle, Mike Bone, Chris May, Jim Center, John McCutcheon, Ryan Bamford, and Kevin Blue. I appreciate Kevin's trust in bringing me to UC Davis. I worked hard to generate revenue and build out our development areas, and I've heard from so many people over the past day about the partnership Kevin and I had, and I'll be forever grateful for his role in helping me prepare for this position. I'd also like to thank my family and friends for their support. To my mom, dad, and sister, thank you for your prayers. I know it's been a pretty exciting thing to follow just recently, but throughout my career, I appreciate your support. I appreciate all the friends that have reached out to me. I apologize if I haven't gotten to you. My phone almost melted yesterday. But for people all over the country who've reached out and expressed your support, I greatly appreciate it and feel it. And saving the best for last, I want to thank my wife Kristen and daughter Sienna for their support. They've been so patient as I work from home and tolerate more Zoom meetings and phone calls than most families. They're definitely looking forward to when I'm back in the office and that they can come back on campus and cheer on the Aggies. My start as a student athletic trainer back in the mid-90s set the foundation for my passion to serve student athletes. I've always been motivated to seek out career opportunities where we had a chance to make meaningful impact. Kevin brought me here to UC Davis for my interview, and I had a tour of our facilities and was immediately struck by the opportunity we had to make a difference here at UC Davis. From easy things like paint on the walls of Hickey Gym, new video board at UC Davis Health Stadium, a variety of meaningful capital projects the Chancellor touched on, to our current crown jewel, the Edwards Athletic Center. Everything we've done has been to positively impact our student athletes, coaches, and when possible, the fan experience. These past few months have highlighted just how blessed we are at UC Davis to have great coaches, staff, and student athletes. I want to thank them for their patience as their staff worked hard to prepare for our competitions under beyond normal circumstances. We have over 18 sports currently competing, and all 25 varsity programs are on campus and practicing this spring, which is pretty remarkable given the challenges that we battled early this year with the pandemic. Thank you to our medical staff and our campus partners who've all done so much to enable our teams to compete. And again, a special shout out to Coach Jen Gross and her basketball team for their 5th consecutive Big West championship and 2nd straight NCAA tournament appearance. I know all of us take pride in that, and all the effort that went on behind the scenes is testament to why we work so hard to allow for that. Moving forward, we'll remain committed to being a destination where scholar athletes can have a great athletic experience, and with the help of our Student Athlete Outcomes program, we call EVO, be fully prepared and equipped to transition to their professional and academic careers beyond UC Davis. I'm also focused on growing our digital media profile to include upgrades in our game day streaming to ESPN3 levels, enhancing our social media, and continued attention to personal storytelling about our student athletes, as we want to amplify not just their stories, but many of the great research and academic work that happens here on our campus. In the past few years, we have been experiencing record-breaking fundraising, and I fully intend to maintain and find creative ways to generate revenue for our department. From Give Day next month to our annual fundraising efforts, we have great momentum, and we're going to be focused on this area as there are so many opportunities where we can continue to invest and make positive difference in the student athletic experience. And lastly, as a department, we are going to increase our outreach and engagement, both on campus in Davis and the surrounding communities where a lot of our staff and student athletes live. We're going to be connecting points for our campus, and just as our game service connecting points, we're going to work on outreach and being present with those of you in our community. In closing, to our campus partners, thank you for your active outreach and support of our student athletes and staff. To our donors, thank you for all you do for our department. To our alumni fans, we are committed to pursuing success, and we hope you take pride in the accomplishments of the Aggies and consider your coming to campus this fall when we're back, hopefully as business to usual. And I also encourage you to participate in Give Day next month. Thank you again, Chancellor May, for this opportunity. I am so excited about our future, and go Ags.
One of them is, what will the future of the Aggie Pack be? This is from Carroll.
The future of the Aggie Pack, we are so fortunate to have a storied history with our student support here on campus, and as we move forward, we're going to continue to look at innovative ways to engage our students on game day. We've had a robust increase in the number of students at football specifically, and with our new video board in the pavilion, we think we're going to be able to bring that same energy and excitement and make it a fun and engaging thing for our students to participate around our athletic events and not just be observers, but be participants.
Thank you. A question here from John. I know you talked about a little bit about this, but he wants to know, what is your future vision for growing the Aggies program?
Vision for growing the program, really, we just need to continue to amplify the direction we're heading right now. We put a lot of capital resources into our programs. The Edwards Center and the Aquatic Center are proof of that, but success happens where you invest, and we're going to continue to invest in some of our other programs, and our goal is to win the Commissioner's Cup in the Big West, and that's going to be a focus of ours.
Great. Well, I think those are all of our
Perfect.
questions for the moment. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and congratulations,
Thank you.
Rocko. We look forward to what you're going to bring to the Aggie community.
Thank you.